Hey everyone, today we got an exciting topic lineup. There's 3 brand new Sony gears that we're gonna talk about today. So get ready to dive into the world of A7C2, the Sony 16-35mm F2.8 GM, and the fresh additional lineup, the A7CR. Since there was 3 things in this video, so I'm gonna keep things short and sweet and probably focus a little bit more in the A7CR camera. But right now I'm gonna start with the A7C2. So this camera has the 33 megapixel sensors that you found from the A7 IV. This is a major leap forwards for its predecessor, the A7C. Now you can expect similar or even identical results as the A7 IV. In terms of design, not much has changed from the A7C. It's still weather sealed and use the same NP F-Jack battery. The front design is familiar with improved grip texture and with an additional shutter dials. However, the micro HDMI ports remains, which isn't a favorite among users. You'll also find out one audio jack, one audio port, a Type-C port, and a single card slot. The back design is almost the same, except for an additional custom buttons next to the menu button. The viewfinder, while it's usable, might not be the best, but it gets the job done. On the top of the design, Sony added still mode, video mode, and S&Q modes, offering a quicker mode selections. This is a smart move, giving us more customizations for each shooting styles. So let's talk about the A7C2 Magics, which is the internal. This camera is packed with Sony's latest and greatest technology. You will enjoy a range of AI subjects for tracking, 5x image stabilizations, 4K at 30 frames and 60 frames with a 1.5 crop, and a variety of color profile. You should expect S-Log, X-Cinetone, HLG. And with a new manual system, you got even more flexibility and options at your fingertips. So to sum things up, the A7C2 delivers the A7 IV's-like performance, but in a more compact size. However, it does lack some pro features like a dual-card slot, more custom buttons, joysticks, HDMI ports, better viewfinder, and an improved grip. But guess what? You can address the grip issues with an extension grip, which I'm gonna show you later. On law, it's a fantastic option if you are after the A7 IV level performance with a more affordable price tag, and don't mind sacrificing some features. Personally, I'm loving this camera for its size and performance. By the way, quick notes, I've taken this camera on several outdoor projects and there have been no overheating issues so far, unlike the A7 IV. While I haven't conducted any official heat tests, but I do feel that the A7C2 has better heat management. Alright, let's move on to the lens. The Sony 16-35mm F2.8 GM Mark II. After 6 long years waiting, Sony has finally released their Mark II versions. The 16-35 has been a go-to lens for vloggers, interior photographers, wedding photographers, and probably travel creators. Although I personally don't use anything narrower than 24mm, but this lens truly opens up a whole new world of perspective. As you expect from a GM lens, you're getting the top tier quality. Sharp, fast, and built like a tank. Physically, they added the aperture rings and extra focus hole buttons and relocate the AF/MF buttons to the center of the lens, consistent with any Sony latest offering. It also 20% lighter and 10% shorter than the Mark I versions. While I can't really show you a side-by-side test with the Mark I versions, but I'm still going to provide you some test shot and also some real-world example. Let's start with looking at the pictures. Just like you would expect from a GM lens, it gives you really good quality. It's super sharp from corner to corner even when you're using it at the widest aperture f2.8. All of the pictures you've seen were taken with f2.8. There's a bit of darkening at the corners, but it's not a huge issue. Talking about background blur, the bokeh is decent for f2.8. You get a nice blurry effects, but it's not as amazing as the lens with bigger opening. Besides that, I also did some video tests with a variety of apertures. So enjoy! Now for the autofocus test. In today's world, the autofocus really works well and fast. You can see that from this test. But what's really cool about this lens is that you can focus on things that are very close, just 0.22 meters away. I also did a Parfocus test to see if the focus stays the same when you zoom in and out. No surprise, the GM lens passes the test really well. In a nutshell, I'm highly impressed with this lens. It's undoubtedly one of the best wide-angle zoom lenses I've used or probably in the market. You can easily gauge its quality right in front of camera monitor without needing a bigger screen, which is how good it is. And all of these test shots were taken with the latest A7CR camera. Now you might be wondering what that R's in the A7R stands for, which is obviously resolutions. That's precisely this version is going to offer you. Since it's part of the A7C series lineup, we will find the same body design as the A7C II, even the manual system remains consistent. By the way, I mentioned there will be an extensions handles earlier that you might be consider, so it provides better handlings and even offers you a resting spot for your pinky finger. So what truly sets the A7CR apart from the C2 is definitely the sensor. A whopping 61 megapixels similar to A7R5, this shares a pretty same cutting-edge AI focus technology and it stops in in-body stabilizations. You can comfortably record 4K 10 bits, which is the oversamples from 6K, but 8K resolution isn't part of the package like the A7R5. Perhaps the body size couldn't quite accommodate the 8K at this moment. However, it retains the 1.2 crops when shooting 4K 60 frames per second, unlike the A7 IV and A7C II, which has a 1.5 crop. A quick note, 4K 120 frames per second isn't available for this camera. The ISO range remains the same 100 to 32,000, definitely usable up to 20,800. I personally avoid pushing beyond 25,600. In my real-world projects, under Malaysia's weather which is extremely hot, I've never encountered any overheating issue with the A7CR. Speaking of the real-world projects, what I do miss when using this camera is definitely the dual card setup and CF Express Type A card slot. In terms of video capability, this camera is a photography powerhouse. The wide resolutions range offers more flexibility in post-production process. While I don't particularly need such a high resolutions, having the options is always welcome. Plus, you can always switch to a compressed or small lossless compression RAW file type to manage the file size. So you might be wondering, is the A7CR worth compared to A7R5? The pre-release price for the A7CR is around 3,000 USD, while the A7R5 goes with 3,900 USD. While the performance gaps isn't that huge, but to me, the A7R5 does offer a supreme build quality, economics, and designs, which I personally think is better fits for day-to-day professional projects. And don't forget, the A7R5 does offer options to shoot 8K. Alright then, Sony has been working on the camera body and lenses, striving to reduce the size and weight. These efforts gives us more mobility and convenience as a photographer, videographer, and content creator. If you think about it, all the Mark I zoom lenses collectively weighs the same as the Mark II lenses alongside with an additional camera body. That's pretty remarkable if you think about it. So there you have it. With all the latest technology from Sony, the new Sony 7C II, A7CR, the Sony 16-35mm F2.8 GM Mii. So thanks for tuning in, and as always, hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, share your thoughts in the comment section below, and until next time, create, learn, and have fun. I'll see you guys in the next video.